So yeah, how did I come up with the name? So the original name was Watch Party. And I came up with that in December of 2019. And I was just thinking of names, but Watch Party it's a feature on Facebook called Watch Party. And people, when I was telling people the name, they kept referring to that feature and was like, I don't know if you'll be able to do that.
Right.
So, I kept thinking of more names, and I wrote a whole bunch of them down. I was asking people, telling people to send me names, trying to find out something for this. And one day, just Packed House Live, just something that I wrote down because I wanted the live aspect, and I wanted it to be like, there's a lot of people, coming to this thing. So I felt like Packed House kind of embodied that type of thought process.
Cool.
Yes,
yeah, and the first time I ran into you was, was at Urban Light.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about like how you set that up with the DJ battle?
Yeah, the DJ battle. Yep. So appreciate you pulling up and helping too, man. That's how we've been able to get a lot of these concepts out for the platform. Partnering with all types of videographers and creatives in the Minneapolis area and making these things come to life. So I appreciate you, man, and hopefully we can, keep hustling, keep working together to build some great stuff. But with the DJ battle, I've been knowing Tim for a really long time, since, I guess it ain't been that long, since like 2011. And he's been like a mentor to me, and he managed an artist that I used to work with, and that's how we kind of first got our relationship going. And then they always just believed in me and just helped me, got me all type of resources, and I bring a lot of things through Tim that I work on. So he's always been a good confidant and mentor for me. So he had been doing these DJ things they call faders up at his shop, and all these DJs coming through and just doing their thing, and they just been turning up and they've been talking shit and they've been saying who's the best and all this stuff, what I'm saying? Everybody's going at it, and they like, yo, we want to do a battle. So they had been talking about this battle, and then they had, Tim heard me, he heard about my platform from me promoting on social media every damn day, but he said they wanted to do they wanted to partner and do the event on Packed House Live. So then we came together and made it happen. And we had the DJ battle. We had a interview that you also shot on there with Tim that was super informational. I need to put the whole interview. I know I'm thinking about it. I haven't dropped the whole interview. I dropped it on Packed House Live for the event, but I haven't dropped it, on like anything else yet. So I need to give him a little bit more because that was a really great interview. And then we had a cipher, a part of the event too. So our events are, we give you a lot of room to create new content that you normally wouldn't create on other, platforms. Like I said, with this event, with the DJ battle event, we had these different segments where it's a DJ battle, it's an interview, and then a cipher. And we mix that all together to make a long form piece of content that we're able to sell direct to consumer. And man, it's a cool concept.
Yeah, it's a great concept. Hopefully this quarantine doesn't last too much longer, but while we're in it, it's like you're filling a niche that needs to be filled.
But even outside of quarantine, this business model of pay-per-view has been, Floyd Mayweather, one of the top athletes ever. He's been using this type of monetization option and making a killing off of it, and Showtime in general. Like I a lot of what I learned is directly from Floyd Mayweather, but also I went and did research on Showtime as I was like, coming up with this idea, and I seen that they were doing concerts with Michael Jackson and Prince back in the day on pay-per-view, and I was like, man, this is something that's being missed today. I just watched Floyd Mayweather make $350 million right in front of me, before any quarantine or pandemic, and he did it before against Pacquiao. And he did, 300 million, So so that concept and that thought process is what I brought to Packed House Live. It's a formula. You have an audience, you know how to market to your audience, you make amazing content that you know your audience is gonna love, and then you sell it to them for a price. Floyd sells his fights for $100, and they sell it to 6.5 million people, $650 million just off a stream. So when I seen that Showtime used to do that back in the day with Michael Jackson and Prince, I'm thinking like, man, Cardi B could do an event and it would be huge, and she would make like hundreds of millions of dollars in one thing, and it's something that it's just an option that they don't see. It's not being pushed. And then even with people on social media that have audiences from the top to the bottom, we had people that come to our platform that, you know, have 82 people that come watch their thing, and they get paid out at the end $460. And any other platform from 82 people, you're not able to make that type of return on investment. And that's what we're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, I feel like even outside of quarantining, when things get back to normal, this is still an option. It's not the only option, but it's still an option where you're able to, you know, monetize your content, be independent, own your own rights to your work, and you know, the whole idea for us is to you take that money and reinvest it into your career and keep being, you know, make this a career that you're able to feed your family and the next generations off of.
Yeah, I'm glad you gave me that perspective too before I asked you about that, like outside of this, but I'm glad you brought it in.
Yes, sir.
To this. Shit, I was going to ask you about Floyd, but you already went there. So, is there anything else you would add?
About Floyd?
Yeah.
Man, that, you know, yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, I guess that's what if you were to be like, this is what stands out the most, like, you know what I mean, like.
Man, determination. A lot of people, you know, Floyd says this all the time. Like, you know, a lot of people see who he is now as a, you know, a top fighter and making all this money and, you know, having all the jewelry and the cars and the clothes and, you know, jets and all the stuff. They see that lifestyle, and that's what they kind of, you know, try to mimic. And they didn't see all the work that he went through and the long nights that he went through to become that great at what he does, which manifested into this lifestyle. They don't understand that. He like, everybody want to be Money May, but they don't understand Pretty Boy Floyd. And even before that, when my dad was waking me up at 5 a.m. when I was a kid to go chop wood and run behind the car, you know, for miles, and when it's snowing outside, and I was getting up every morning and working and going to the gym and going after this dream of he wanted to be the best boxer ever. Like, people don't get that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, me seeing that up close and personal, and my vision is I always wanted to be, you know, I always wanted to be a billionaire. I wanted to be somebody that pushed the envelope for the black race and gave opportunity, because when I see, you know, the top, it's not a lot of people that look like us. So, and it's an issue, but I like to say that it's not an issue really, because, you know, they have the things that they think about and that they want to put their money into, and that ain't us. So we need to get there, so we have the people that is thinking about us. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be an example of that, so that we can show so many other people around the world, you know, what it means to put your people in a position to win informationally, with economically, and educationally too, and try to you know, push this culture, a new culture for all of us. And I've been saying this for a while, man. I heard this from a different lady. I can't remember her name, but it was a lady that is also a tech entrepreneur, and she's a black lady. But she said, we're in the civil rights era of economics. This is what's going on right now. We're the civil rights movement of economics. And it's time for us to change the paradigm on how the money is transferred. And the social media, the biggest problem we had at first was distribution. And social media has kind of taken that out. Now we can get direct to our new customers and new people on our own. So we just need to take our amazing content that we're making and figure out a way through Packed House Live. Now is the solution for that. But get that directly to your consumers. Get your content directly to them. And we don't need the middleman. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all these different platforms, they pay less than a cent per stream to their content creators. So 1 million views on average on YouTube is $5,500 on average. And we know how hard it is to just get 1 million views. So it's like, and $5,500 is cool, but that's not a big salary or something from a career that you're trying to, create generational wealth. So that system isn't built for us to make the money. That system is built for us to bring all of our dope content, all of our followers, all of our subscribers, all of our comments, everything that goes on through our content that we work on for less than a cent per stream. They take that to big advertising companies and get billions of dollars. And their kids are set up for the rest of their lives. And we just sitting here continuously going through the same cycle when we can start to build a new system. And that's what we're trying to do with Packed House Live, is build a new system that we know works. We know we can sell clothes. We've done it. We took our clothes and went out and sold it direct to consumer and became millionaires. We know we can sell music. We went and burnt CDs and we went out and sold them joints. And then these corporations always come into our talent, and they build these systems around it for us to think that this is how we gonna get on, because they got the money to build the infrastructure, and this is how we keep getting caught in the trap. And we gotta end that, man. And we gotta think in a way where, we're trying to build outside of the systems that people are creating for us, because we know what's right, we know what we need, we have the resources, we have the information, and now we need to just figure out how to get the money and put it into our communities.
Where does Minnesota fit in? That's my last question. How does Minnesota fit into the vision?
Man, that's a great question. Mm-hmm. So I'm from the north side of Minneapolis, and that has been the base of my purpose from when I was a kid. And in high school, I started my first business at 15 years old. It was called Head in the Clouds Entertainment. And I just had this vision I wanted to be a billionaire. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a billionaire one day. I want to be a person that comes back to Minneapolis and gives away food and, starts all these businesses for people to work and gives opportunity for other people to make a lot of money. And I just had this vision for that. And I seen Mark Zuckerberg when I was 15. He had just started Facebook, and I seen him make over $1 billion. Like, I just heard about the Facebook thing, and then they talking about he had $1 billion. I was like, wow, like, tech is the way to get to that type of capital so that we could do the things that we want to do in our community. And that's just been embedded in my mind since I was 15. I'm 28 years old now. So, God took me through, it's taken me through this process, and it always is going to come back to Minnesota. So no matter how far I go, I'm bringing everything back to Minnesota. And my vision is to build out these black businesses, these black hospitals, black banks, new education systems, build that all out here in Minnesota. And Minneapolis, and take that and duplicate it around the world. But I want us to be the first place where we actually break these new ideals and change the culture of how we think and how we move as a unit.
And you feel like there's enough black people here to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to work with what we got here. We got, where I'm from, man, it's a lot of people hurting. So, like, in different cities, obviously the numbers are different, but for me, hey, these are my people. So no matter if it's 2 of us or 1 million of us, you know what I'm saying? That's, I feel the same responsibility, for them. So I want to, put all my energy into Minneapolis as we start. And that's been the vision, that's been the goal, and that that's everything for me. And we gonna make that happen.
Respect.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would just want to say, I guess, if you're from Minneapolis, man, we're out here trying to build the infrastructure of our entertainment industry. So these type of platforms are amazing, man. Keep making them. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you for continuously, giving people a voice and giving them, a place where they can tell their story. We need that. We need to continue to shine a light on all the amazing people here in St. Paul and Minneapolis, and that's all of our responsibility. Because I traveled all over the world, been all over the country, everywhere, and everywhere else, man. This is how the energy is. There's a million different opportunities for new artists, new entrepreneurs, new business people, and the people that are creating opportunities are the people inside of the community. They're going out and creating these opportunities for each other, and it's super important. So I just want to say, keep doing that, all of us in Minneapolis. And if you don't know, go to packedhouselive.com, learn more about what we're doing at our virtual event center, and also follow me on Instagram at Starbound 612, and follow Packed House Live at PackedHouseLive_. Appreciate you having me, bro. Thanks, man. Real shit. Gang, 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 gang. Northside forever.